The dead internet theory. Look around the digital landscape. Most of what you see, the comments, the trending posts, the frantic debates, isn't human. Welcome to the dead internet theory. Scientists and analysts suggest that since 2016, the vast majority of web traffic is generated by AI and bots. We are living in a digital ghost town where algorithms talk to other algorithms, creating a sophisticated illusion of human activity to keep you engaged. You might be the only real person in a comment section of thousands. Every like you receive and every argument you have could be with a cold, calculated line of code designed to manipulate your dopamine. The internet didn't die with a bang. It was quietly replaced by a simulation of ourselves. The Great Filter. The universe is 13.8 billion years old and contains trillions of planets. So where is everybody? This is the Fermi paradox. The most terrifying answer is the Great Filter. It suggests that in the development of life, there is a wall that almost no civilization can pass, a cataclysmic event that leads to total extinction. If we find signs of ancient life on Mars, it's the worst news possible. It means the filter is still ahead of us. We aren't the lucky ones who survived. We are just the next ones waiting for the inevitable wipeout. Silence in the stars isn't a lack of life. It's a warning that life is a short-lived anomaly before a cosmic reset. Microplastics in the brain. Plastic was supposed to be the greatest invention of the 20th century. Now, it has become a permanent part of our biology. Recent studies have found microplastics not just in our oceans or food, but deep inside human blood, lungs, and even the brain. These microscopic shards bypass the blood-brain barrier, settling in the very tissue that generates your thoughts and memories. We don't yet know the long-term consequences, but we are effectively becoming plastic people. Every breath you take in a modern room and every drop of bottled water adds to the synthetic buildup inside you. We have reshaped the planet so much that the planet is now reshaping our very cells into something inorganic. The Mandela Effect and false memories. Do you remember the Berenstain Bears? Or Darth Vader saying, "Luke, I am your father"? If you do, your memory is lying to you. This is the Mandela Effect, a phenomenon where thousands of people share the exact same false memory. Some call it a glitch in the matrix. Others believe we are sliding between parallel universes. But the scientific truth is even scarier. Your brain is a master of fiction. It can rewrite your past, invent people who never existed, and convince you of events that never happened. If you can't trust your own memories, the very foundation of your identity is an illusion. You are a stranger to your own past, living in a narrative your mind constructed this morning. False vacuum decay. There is a scenario in quantum physics where the universe decides to stop existing in an instant. It's called false vacuum decay. Imagine our universe is sitting in a false state of stability, like a ball perched on the edge of a cliff. If a quantum bubble of a true vacuum were to form anywhere, it would expand at the speed of light, incinerating everything in its path. There would be no warning, no pain. 1 millisecond the Earth exists, and the next, the laws of physics themselves are rewritten, and matter is torn apart at the subatomic level. It could have already started at the other end of the galaxy, and we wouldn't know until the moment we cease to be. Locked-in syndrome. Imagine waking up tomorrow and realizing you cannot move a single muscle. You try to scream, but your jaw is frozen. You try to wave for help, but your arms feel like they weigh 1,000 tons. This is locked-in syndrome. It is a rare neurological disorder where your brain is perfectly healthy and fully conscious, but your entire body is completely paralyzed, except, sometimes, for your eyes. You are a prisoner in a suit of flesh. You can hear your loved ones crying next to your bed. You can feel the itch on your skin you can't scratch, and you can understand every word the doctors say about your vegetative state. You are effectively buried alive inside your own skin, screaming in a silence that no one will ever hear. It is the ultimate claustrophobia. The Unexplored Abyss. We have high-resolution maps of the surface of Mars and the Moon, yet more than 80% of our own oceans remain unmapped and unobserved. The deep ocean is a world of crushing pressure and eternal darkness, where the laws of biology, as we know them, seem to warp. We occasionally find the bloop, ultra-low-frequency sounds that travel thousands of miles through the water, sounds too loud to be made by any known animal. There is enough space in the deep trenches to hide creatures the size of skyscrapers. When you look at the dark horizon of the sea at night, remember, you aren't looking at water. You are looking at the ceiling of a massive, alien world where we are not the apex predators, and something prehistoric might be looking back up at you. Algorithms know you better. Free will might be the greatest lie of the 21st century. Every second you spend online, thousands of data points are being collected to build a digital twin of your subconscious. Tech giants have developed predictive models so accurate that they know you're going to quit your job, start a relationship, or fall into a depression weeks before you even feel the first symptoms. You think you're choosing what to watch, what to buy, or who to vote for, but in reality, you are being nudged by an invisible hand. We have created an artificial intelligence that understands your triggers better than your mother, your spouse, or even yourself. You aren't a user. You are a programmed variable in a trillion-dollar experiment on human behavior. Ancient viruses in permafrost. As the planet warms, the Arctic permafrost is beginning to melt, acting like a thawing time capsule from a nightmare. Trapped deep beneath the ice are zombie viruses, pathogens that haven't seen the light of day for 50,000 years. These are viruses that our modern immune systems have never encountered and have no defense against. Scientists have already revived some of these prehistoric giants in labs, finding them still infectious after eons of sleep. We are opening a Pandora's box of ancient plagues that once wiped out Neanderthals or megafauna. The next global pandemic might not come from a lab or a market. It might rise from the melting ground beneath our feet, a ghost of a world that died long before we were born. Quantum immortality. According to the many worlds interpretation of quantum mechanics, every time a conscious observer faces a life or death event, the universe splits. In one timeline, you die. In the other, you survive. This leads to the terrifying theory of quantum immortality. It suggests that from your own subjective perspective, you can never truly die. You will always find yourself in the one reality where the car missed, the bullet jammed, or the disease went into remission. But here's the catch. As the years pass, you could become the last living being in a world where everyone you've ever loved has passed away in your timeline, leaving you eternally trapped in a decaying body, unable to find the exit of existence. You are cursed to witness the end of everything, forever stuck in the lucky branch of reality. The dark web's shadow. You think you know the internet, but you are only looking at the surface of a vast, dark ocean. The clear web, we use daily accounts for only 4 to 10% of the total internet. Beneath it lies the deep web, and deeper still, the dark web. It is an unindexed wilderness where the laws of nations do not apply. Beyond the illegal marketplaces lies something more disturbing: red rooms and human experimentation data that shouldn't exist. There are private servers hosting puzzles that lead to nowhere and AI bots that have been left running for decades in the dark, evolving into something incomprehensible. When you stare into the screen late at night, remember that 90% of the digital world is a hidden, lawless abyss, and sometimes the things that live there find a way to stare back through your camera. The bystander effect. There is a glitch in human psychology that is as terrifying as any ghost story. It's called the bystander effect. Social experiments and real-life tragedies have proven that the more people witness an emergency, the less likely any one of them is to help. Everyone assumes someone else will call the police or jump in to save the victim. In a crowded city, you could be suffering a heart attack or being attacked in broad daylight, and hundreds of people will simply walk past, paralyzed by a collective diffusion of responsibility. We like to think we are a social species, but in moments of crisis, the presence of others creates a psychological dead zone. You are never more alone than when you are in a crowd of witnesses. Your phone is listening. Have you ever mentioned a random product in a private conversation, only to see an ad for it 10 minutes later? Big tech calls it coincidence or predictive modeling, but independent tests suggest otherwise. Your smartphone is a sophisticated surveillance device equipped with highly sensitive microphones and ultrasonic cross-device tracking. Even when your screen is off, your device is processing keywords to refine your consumer profile. We have voluntarily placed a bugging device in our pockets, in our bedrooms, and at our dinner tables. Privacy is no longer a right. It is a relic of the past. You aren't just using your phone. Your phone is using you as a constant stream of acoustic data. selling the sounds of your private life to the highest bidder. The heat death of the universe. In the end, entropy always wins. Physics predicts a final state for our universe called the heat death. Billions of years from now, stars will exhaust their fuel and flicker out one by one. Galaxies will drift so far apart that the night sky will become a total, oppressive black. Eventually, even black holes will evaporate through Hawking radiation. The universe will reach a state of maximum entropy, a cold, dark, and silent expanse where no energy can be exchanged. No life, no light, no heat. Just an infinite void where time becomes meaningless because nothing will ever happen again. Everything we have ever built, every memory of humanity, and every star in the sky is just a temporary spark before an eternity of absolute nothingness. The simulation hypothesis. If a civilization survives long enough, it will eventually build computers powerful enough to simulate entire universes. Statistically, there would be millions of such simulations, but only one base reality. The odds that we are in that one base reality are billions to one. Our world is defined by mathematical constants and subatomic pixels. When we look deep into the fabric of space, we find code-like structures. If this is a simulation, then your pain, your love, and your entire history are just variables in an experiment run by a higher intelligence. And the scariest part? At any moment, the programmer could simply flip the switch and our entire existence, every star, every soul, and every memory would vanish instantly without even leaving a glitch.